That's what used to be called the working class. And the Democrats abandoned them. And so they had to go find another candidate that took them seriously. And you can even just from your comment, you can tell the disdain that Democrats and liberals have for the working class normal person. They hate them. They think they're stupid. They think they can't think. They think that because they don't go to their country club parties, that somehow they're beneath them, that if they don't know about critical race theory or some other propaganda bullshit spread by the liberals, that somehow they're dumb. And, it's just not the case. The working class likes Trump because they were abandoned mostly by the Democrats, who used to be used to be on their side, used to be fighting for them, and they gave up, and now they're just a party of the elites, party of the professors and the people who don't actually accomplish much, but talk as if they do, who think that just because they have gone to school and have a PhD that somehow they're actually intelligent. It's just not the case. This country is the majority of this country is not those people. And, it's tiresome. And it's what has gotten the Democrats to the lowest approval rating that they've ever had, is because the same smug arrogance that Canadians have towards America is the same smug arrogance that the Democrat leadership and most of the Democrats have towards the normal American who celebrates a hockey game and their country winning. Right? And you guys look down on that as if, oh, that's so uneducated, animalistic behavior. It's like you're totally out of touch with what American life is like, and what the normal person is like. Democrats don't understand normal people. They understand the fringes. They understand the freaks, the transgenders, the gays, the whatever, any kind of those types of people. They think that those people are a large majority of the country, and they're not. Large majority of the country are people who want to sit and watch the game, who want to celebrate, who want to get a beer with their friends, who go to work every day, who labor, these are the normal people. So anyway, speaking of the game, let's take a look. So the U.S. beat Canada in hockey. They're celebrating afterwards, and this is like the most American thing you can. Does it get any American than that? Look at that. These young guys celebrating the team, the bond. This is America right here. This is what we're trying to preserve. This is what we're fighting for. And this is the thing that the Democrats and liberals despise. They don't like the look of this. They don't like that these guys are conservatives. They don't like that they're proud of their country. They don't like that they're listening to country music. They don't like that they're patriotic. They don't like any of that stuff. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them cringe. And they've been posting online all the time. If anybody else cringe at how much they celebrate the United States, it's ridiculous. It's our country. Of course we're going to celebrate it. It's a great country. Of course we're going to celebrate it. But what are you going to do? We just go our own way, celebrate what we celebrate. And I thought this was pretty funny. This is a normal 20-some-year-old guy right here. This is what is coming up. This is pretty hilarious, I think. That's hilarious. That's so funny. I think a good guitar player, by the way. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Sorry, I'm not able to keep up on the comments here. There's quite a few coming in here. Most of it probably nonsense as usual, but um, I actually didn't watch the game. I had other things going on, so I wasn't able to watch the game. I just had to watch recap of it. Um, well, it would be nice if the Democrats actually talked about the working class, and if they actually had a plan for them, and if they didn't look down on them and despise them constantly. But just like you, they won't do that because they are stuck in their elite status, thinking that college somehow still matters the way it used to when it doesn't. And I encourage people to go to college. I think that it's good, but it's not the end all be all. I think the trades are just fine. I have no problem with people going into the trades. I think it's a great idea, and I think there's a lot of demand for it. So let's see. Yeah, this is not surprising. New poll shows liberal women the most unhappy and lonely group of people in the country. Liberal women between the ages of 18 to 40, nearly 3 times as likely as conservative peers to report frequent feelings of loneliness. And why do you suppose that is? What's driving that? Why specifically liberal women? Or is it they're liberal women because they are unhappy and lonely? Which one's driving the other one? Maybe they're unhappy because they're liberals, or maybe they're liberals because they're unhappy. And the liberals are full of a bunch of unhappy crybaby wussies who constantly complain and bitch and moan. And so misery loves company, right? So that would be the group that you would join if you were sad and lonely. Also, they don't get married, they don't have kids, they have sort of bought into this idea that if you go to college and you get a master's degree in social work or something, that somehow that makes you a good person, and then you're going to be happy. And then they realize when they're 30 that was all bullshit, and it depresses them. There's a lot of things going on there, but I don't think it's that hard to see this in the real world, that liberal women are unhappy and lonely. And what happens as a result is they get super pissed off, and they're looking for something to bring them meaning. And that's why they go to these protests, and they stand in front of cars, and they stand in the highway and do all this stupid shit, because they don't have meaning. They are unhappy, they're lonely, and this is the way that they find their community, or at least they think so, even though nobody in that community gives a shit about them. So this is what I was talking about before with the patriotism thing. So are you proud to be an American? Pride in being American by political party from 2001 to 2025. How proud are you to be an American? Extremely proud, very proud, moderately proud, only a little proud, or not proud at all. So here you can see the Republicans basically haven't changed since 2001. They were at 90%. Now 92% are proud to be Americans. But look at the Democrats here. They used to be just like the Republicans, basically 87 to 90% back in 2001. And it's just gone down ever since. Even when Barack Obama was president, it still was not as high as what it was in the early 2000s. And it's just kept going down, going down, going down. And now it's at 36%. Only 36% of Democrats are proud to be Americans. And that's pretty depressing. It's because there's been so much propaganda out, and now who doesn't think America has made major mistakes and had problems? And of course, yes, we've done bad things, made mistakes, gone to wars we shouldn't be in, done all these kinds of things. But that doesn't mean that you have to hate your country. And most of this is just Trump derangement syndrome from the Democrats. You can see how theirs fluctuates wildly depending on who the president is. So, when Biden got elected, then hey, now we're a little more patriotic, still pretty abysmal. And then Trump gets reelected. Oh shoot, now we're not patriots anymore. As if the country is only the president of the United States or the politics. See, I think this is what the Democrats get confused is they think of America and they think politics. And the Republicans think America and they think the culture, the people, our families, that kind of stuff. And then the politics is just part of the American experience. But the Democrats think it's all about politics. They're obsessed with politics. They think that that's what it is. That's what America is politics. And that's actually never been what America is. America is the people here. We're America. So anyway, this shouldn't be surprising to anyone. We all know that there's far less patriotism and pride amongst Democrats for being an American. They're constantly running down America. Oh, America's the most racist country. America's terrible. America is on stolen land. We just let people take over our country because who cares anyway? It's nothing worth preserving and all that kind of stuff. And this is why these young liberal women are depressed because what's the point? What are we even doing here? No purpose, no meaning, no higher understanding of what the country really is. And but it's interesting because the Republicans, it doesn't really even matter who the president is. They're still proud of their country, proud to be American, even if Barack Obama's in power and hates the country, even if Joe Biden's trying to destroy everything, they're still proud Americans.